Hello everyone, we're from Adelaide Bike Kitchen. My name is Reb and this is Joey, and we've just come to have a bit of a talk about what Bike Kitchen is and I guess the benefits that we've found from having a community collective that involves bikes and tools and all those sorts of things. So Adelaide Bike Kitchen is a community collective where a group of people who come together each month for a meeting and then every week for a workshop where we help people fix their own bikes and learn how to use tools in a social setting. We have our Wednesday main nights, and on those nights people come together from 5 p.m. and we help them experience what it's like to be a bike mechanic, essentially. So we help them use the tools. We have pretty much all the bike tools that we need to work on people's bikes. And if they don't know anything about bikes, that's perfect, because we like helping out with really basic things. But yeah, we also encourage people who know about bike mechanics to come along as well. So not only do we want to help people keep riding their bikes, we want to help people make social connection as well. And so we're not only a bike workshop, we help people make friends. We all come together with this one interest being bikes, but then we've suddenly learnt that everyone has many facets of interests, and that's how we keep people coming in, and it's more of a social thing as well as a bike thing.
Yeah, so what we're trying to promote, I guess, is the experience that people get when they start to tinker and fix their own bikes and really become passionate about it. So that's how this all started, and started through me and a friend who had experiences overseas. I was studying in Vienna, I needed a bike, and I went down to the bike kitchen, asked if I could buy a bike, and they said no, but if you get a broken one, I'll help you fix it. And so I came back later that day with a broken bike that I'd got for €20 and ended up doing, fixing it, coming back, volunteering for the duration of my visit, and I toured up and down the Danube River on that €20 bike at the end of my trip. So I was pretty hooked. And then later on a bike tour in Cuba, a friend of mine had a similar experience in Canada, and we got talking and thought we'd give it a crack when we got back to Adelaide. We did a call out. We didn't know many people in Adelaide. We just sent text messages and passed on the word, and the response we got was incredible. We got about 80 people along to the first meeting, all unrelated socially, who all wanted to do something, who were interested in bikes enough to want to do a community workshop. So that was incredible. And from that meeting, we formed a committee that stayed together for 4 years. We've survived multiple relocations, and I think that's due to the structure. I had my idea from Vienna, the other girl had her idea from Vancouver, but what's grown in Adelaide is completely unique, and that's because of all the characters that we've had come through our doors and participate. So yeah, we've remained elastic yet tough and been able to move around and continue to offer our service to the community. Yeah, so we've evolved and we do other facets of social things now. So we do skill shares, we host swap meets for other bike enthusiasts to come along, trade parts, and we've social rides, we do moonlit rides, and we participate in other bike activities. We try and support the bike cycling community and DIY culture in Adelaide. We've also got some recognition. We've been nominated for a few awards, and the last one was Cycling Luminaries at the Velo City International Cycling Conference, which we attended, and we weren't very happy with how it was run. It was very expensive and very inaccessible, so we decided to throw an unofficial after party, and we got all the main speakers along to our workshop, and they spoke for free to the public, and it was a great mix of politicians and dreadlocks. So yeah, that was a good night.
That's an important thing as well, because Bike Kitchen is very much, it's built around affordability. So we ask $2 an hour to use the space, use the tools and the guidance of our mechanics. But if people can't pay, we recommend, or we encourage them to volunteer for their
Accessibility
time.
is key.
Yes, agreed, for bikes.
Yeah.
And that not only helps keep our people fresh as well, but the people who generally need their bike the most sometimes don't have all that much money. So it helps everyone if we can keep things affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I was looking on the internet last night, and I saw a bike with a bamboo frame. I
Ah,
couldn't believe it.
we brought one along.
Bit like this
Here's
one?
one we prepared earlier.
I'm going to talk about it in a sec.
You preempted it.
I'll kick it back to Reb.
Yeah. So kind of like what we were talking before, it's become a hub of connection, and totally pun intended. But it's not just about bikes, it's about people sharing ideas. And because our committee is set up of our community, we're a direct representation of what our community wants. So if we have a bunch of music nerds on our committee, we have music nights, but we also have a lot of bike tourers at some point, so then we hold bike touring nights. So it's our way of staying a little bit adaptable, but also meeting the needs of our community directly that way. We have that's how different flavours come into Bike Kitchen. Next one.
Cool, yeah. And bike kitchens are a bit of an international movement or concept. So we got our ideas from overseas. We brought them here. It's developed. There's other bike kitchens around Australia who we remain in contact with and would like to one day hold a sort of Australasian bike kitchen conference. But as of yet, we're not able to. So we've visited the European and the North American community bike shop conferences and visited a lot of bike shops, Reb and myself and some of the audience members. And yeah, we've learned a lot. It's a really great community. They want to help out. They're just passionate about bikes and bike hacks. And it's not just fixing your bike. You know, once you've done that, you learn how to chop your frame and extend the forks and get really creative. So your passion just grows. But yeah, there's a real flow of ideas and experience across borders there. It's given us purpose and drive, so we're not doing our own thing here. You know, we can bounce ideas and learn from other people's experiences. And there's a real pool of knowledge that we've been able to draw from. From Vienna, we've had multiple visits from a pretty amazing bike tourer, bamboo bike aficionado who won't ride anything else now. And he's recently ridden his bamboo fat bike across the Canning stock route and around from Perth and up the middle, and I think on his way to Nepal. But on his first visit, Reb, myself and two others, we held a workshop where we all built bamboo bike frames using recycled bike parts. We pulled apart broken mountain bikes, took the metal components out of the steering and the bottom bracket, and reattached them all with bamboo, including one cargo bike, which Falk then went on to ride around Tasmania and has left with me, which I proudly now own. And yeah, so that we created 4 or 5 bamboo bikes about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and they're still going around. On Falk's most recent visit, we did Mark II, which is still in construction, but I brought it along to have a look, and it's a very simple track frame, but we use some new parts, mostly recycled, and carbon fibre to join to attach the joints. So for me, who 4 years ago didn't know how to change a tyre, to building a custom bamboo carbon frame, I'd say I've picked up a few things at the Bike Kitchen.
A few things. I guess that kind of leads into another thing that we feel very proud of, is that it's not only helping people keep riding, but it's helping people expand on how they want to interact with their city and their own careers. So we've had about 4 offshoot businesses arise because of Bike Kitchen. So it's not to say that they wouldn't have happened without Bike Kitchen, but I think the community and that environment that we've really helped to foster and encourage has helped these things happen a little bit faster than what they might have otherwise happened. So we've had a bike shop pop up. You may have heard of Honeybee Cycles. We've got a bike frame builder. We've also got the Legs Express, which was Adelaide's first pedal-powered taxi rank.
Now pedal-powered
karaoke machines and projectors. And we've also had, Joey does a program.
Yeah, I do a remote community engagement program called Bikes Ballia in the APY lands. We use bikes to engage young people, multi-generational people, young people and old people, fixing bikes and promoting them as a positive recreation. But we just find that bikes create a common interest that allow us to work in some pretty, interesting...
Different areas.
Yeah.
So we definitely use bikes as a vehicle for social change. And personally, I think both of us out of Bike Kitchen have learnt how to become organised, which is, for a group of young kids, when we started, it's quite a change of life in a way. So now we know how to hold meetings, and let alone the bike stuff that we've learnt, we know how to keep things running and what it takes to be organised, which is a bigger thing than I expected. We've also recently been, we were invited along to take part in what the Adelaide City Council was calling the Social Ventures Incubator program. So this is essentially a business course for businesses that have a social function and a moral value. And so this was eight weeks, I think, of work, which was really beneficial. It's helped us sort of become more sustainable in our business model. I think we've worked...
We've realised that what we've got is pretty special, and but in order to maintain it, we need to grow up and actually treat it like a business.
Yeah.
And we don't want to affect our weekly workshops and our service that we provide to the community, so we've had to think how we can actually generate an income to make it sustainable, because we're all volunteers.
And I think one of the biggest things that we learnt was that as a community, and especially a volunteer-run community that doesn't really pull in all that much cash, we could try to keep going. I mean, we're very lucky that we have a subsidised rent at the moment, so what we make from donations and selling them back onto the public keeps us running, but in the future that we may not be as lucky as we currently are. So we're sort of come to the pointy end where we're thinking that we're going to have to get a little bit savvy with what we do, because our main thing is that we want to keep providing this service. So we don't want our affordability to be compromised. We want to make sure that everyone has access to our service. And to do that, we're thinking about different ways that we can provide different workshops, different services to people who perhaps can pay.
Yeah.
And keep us running.
So there is a crowdfunding campaign running. If you're interested, you can check it out. There'll be some information on it. But that's sort of where we're at the moment as an organisation. But yeah, looking back, I think it's nice to give these talks and remember the journey that we've been on. And really, we do remain just a place where people can fix bikes. That's the essence of it, and people can socialise and share that positive experience.
And not just bikes, we've had people come in to fix other things as well. Like, we have a lot of tools, and we have we are set up in Bowden, so we have new people coming in to live in the new apartments in there, so people who come along with different things to fix, and we're more than welcome to share our space. And
chairs and toasters.
This photo shows a Wednesday night after workshop. We have a dinner. So every Wednesday we have a community dinner where we've got a volunteer who comes and cooks for us, and $5 donation gets you a plate of food, and that's our way of giving back to our community. So we want everyone to stay around after they've fixed their bikes, to be eating, with greasy hands and talking about what they've been learning, if they're going on any rides, what they're doing on the weekend, and that's a really great way of staying connected.
Yeah, so our biggest lesson we've learned is, from a general interest, it can be bikes, it can be robots, it can be any, something that you're really passionate about. If you've got an idea, share it, get people involved, let it evolve, and you'd be surprised where it can take you. The community aspect's we find really important, and we find that's what allows us to continue. So, yeah, that's our story.
Yeah. Were there any questions? I mean, we'll have a bit of information. We've got some stickers and some information about our crowdfunding campaign running at the moment. But also, if you wanted to come and have a look at the bamboo bike, we're more than happy to show that off. But also, we run different workshops. So we've had we have community trailers. So we had a workshop where we built up 5 of those. And so different things like this are popping up on our horizons. So please feel free to drop us a line. It's probably easiest to find us on Facebook at the moment because our website's under maintenance. But we've also got some little flyers and things. So we're more than happy to talk about Bike Kitchen. It's what we do best.
Any questions? Comments?
Awesome. I think that's it.
Thanks very much. Do you guys have a stand? No? All right. Just look for the bamboo frame. Thanks very much, guys.